welcome to another Wraggys Beers, Wines and Spirits video. So tonight, talking about yesterday's Brewdog programme that was aired on telly, and straight away on social media last night, James Watt, one of the two owners, basically turned around and said that the BBC is all lies, and he will be talking with his lawyers. And obviously, the rich always say stuff like that. And I was reading today. I've not watched the programme, but I don't live in Scotland and I'm not messing about with iPlayer and all that rubbish. But I've obviously heard all the fallback from it, and a lot of very angry people with the way, obviously, this owner of Brewdog is. And I was, obviously Cloudwater have pulled out of Tesco's. And again, it's like Brewdog Gate, isn't it? Some of the stuff that's happening. Notifications. The fact that so many employees have complained, or across the world, not just in the UK, in the USA, about his actions. Now, some of the actions, I read some of the stuff, allegations against him, and some of them I'm like, is that really an allegation? He's taken some drunk girl round in the brewery for brewery tour. Well, yes, she may be intoxicated, but as long as she's not underage, is there a law being broken there? And no, not really. You've got to be careful with that. But then I've heard about the bullying, the way that they are trying to force other companies. And I know there was a company, some at Sky. I forgot the name of the bloody company. That's always happens. Burning Sky, was it? That pulled out of Brewdog bars because Brewdog were trying to trademark the name Punk. How the hell can they trademark the name Punk? Who the hell are they? Punk was around a long, long time before Brewdog were ever a thing. And yes, you've got Punk IPA, but you've watered it down over the years. You made it piss poor. So, don't go trying to trademark words that you have no right to trademark. Unless you created the bloody word in the first place. And, if you look at what they've done and how big they are and how they've grown, it's impressive. It is impressive. Make no bones about it. Their bars across the world, breweries, and that. The fact that they're worth something like $2 billion. There's always going to be people who feel that they've been treated wrongly. Who in the grand scheme of things weren't treated wrongly. However, there are people that have, most likely definitely been treated wrongly, and it's weeding them out. In any case, there's always a for and against, and it's a dangerous precedence when you just believe people without a bit of at least some sort of evidence. I know it's difficult to get evidence, and you can get situations where a group of people conspire to damage reputations, and this happens not just at bloody Brewdog, but it happens all over. A group of individuals, because they don't like that individual, will try their best to damage reputations. And I've had it in my life with shitty neighbours at one of my workplaces, and I know exactly that there are a lot of bullshitters in this world. But saying that, obviously there's a lot of people who've gone on social media to call this person out. And it's that thing, isn't it? And calling out Brewdog for their practices. Now, Brewdog say they've changed their practices. It's not an issue anymore. And there was obviously an issue in the first place, because if there was no issue in the first place, then why do you have to change your practices? So already you've kind of said, shit, we're in the wrong. And so you've already gave the game away there. And to be honest, if you are in the wrong, then you come out, you say you're in the wrong. The best people in the world are those that can admit their errors and change what they are. If a company is not the right way, change it. I am lucky in that respect at the moment. I'm in a company where that doesn't happen. That the people running it, from the boss to the managers and the people around, pretty all very decent people. There's always going to be an element, there's no chance that in any job that every single person is a 100% trustful, decent person. It doesn't happen in life, and one must always remember that. There are also these days the terminology snowflakes, people who are just there to make out the world's against them when it really isn't. And so that's another thing to be careful of. I'll give you an example. I worked at Sainsbury's, and this isn't snowflake, actually, this is real. Sainsbury's was very decent to work for. And what they did, they started to force people to get till training. Force them. For the needs of the business. And these people didn't need to do till training, but what it was a vendetta to lower the amount of staff in the store, because they damn well knew that these people would either leave or something would happen. Loads left because of that. My mum died of cancer. I came back to work. I'd been off, obviously. It was bloody awful. I come back to work, and the first thing they did, oh, we need to get you till trained. And it's like, I'm grieving, and it was an arsehole thing to do. And I didn't put a grievance in it, but I did complain after I left. I went on nights in the end to get away from it. I could not literally put up with that. And in any business, we understand needs of the business, but sometimes needs of the business is just their way of bullying people into doing what they want you to do, even though the needs didn't really need to do that. But anyway, with regards to Brewdog, the general public obviously don't know everything that's been going off at Brewdog. And, BBC, I mean, let's be fair. Do we trust the BBC? No. These are the people who let Jimmy Savile get away with his shite for years, touching bloody kids and all this stuff. They let him get away with it. They covered it up. Johnny Rotten, the Sex Pistol, called them out. And what did they do? Yeah. So I have no respect for the BBC anyway. I have no respect for this year of COVID, these last 2 years of COVID, because the BBC, along with the other idiots in media, have just anything to shit stir, they do. And the problem with that is that their shit stirring means that when someone does come through with a valid story, and I'm damn sure there's a lot of people at Brewdog with valid experiences, and certainly from the American side of Brewdog, because the Americans usually are a bit more vocal than the British with certain things. Um, but because they've came forward, you know, I fucking lost where I'm going now. But yeah, I don't trust the media. They see it from their side of view. But that taints the true people who are trying to get their uh, Brewdog to sort the ways out. And obviously, there's people who are working at Brewdog still can't afford to just jump ship, and it's very difficult for them. And I'm hoping that last night's documentary opened the eyes of Brewdog themselves. We can all change in life, and but all of us, no one's perfect. None of us, not literally any single one of us, is perfect. And if you think you are, you're talking bollocks. Um, and the best of us are the ones that look at ourselves and say, I'm wrong, I need to change. Brewdog now, after that what came on last night, and it's obvious there was, and there may still be major issues at Brewdog. Does the owner leave Brewdog and step away from it? Maybe not, because once rich people get rich, they're very keen to make out they're innocent, aren't they? I mean, you only have to look around the world at certain things in the world to see that. But it'll be interesting to see where it goes. The chairman of Brewdog, who's not one of the two founder members, is convinced that James Watt is telling the truth and is innocent and that. So obviously, he's not the owner, is he? He's just the chairman. But at the end of the day, they're the owners. So founders, owners. Uh, it'll be interesting. What's everyone's thoughts? I can't wait to see the thoughts on this. It's obviously a very high topic across um, all social media, all breweries. Not saying no one officially from any brewery saying anything, and as they wouldn't, I'm not affiliated with any single brewery, and so I can say what I damn like. But like most people, I can only go on what I see on social media and on TV and stuff like that. Do I trust everything I read and listen? No, of course I don't. There's lots of stuff in the world going off right now. Some scary stuff going off in the world that makes you very frightened for what's going to happen in the next few months. Very frightened. But yeah, interesting nonetheless. It What do people think? I personally think Brewdog need to sort themselves out. If I was a company, I'd stay well clear, because there's obviously going to be fallout. You can see that, and it's not the end of it, that's for sure. And be interesting to see if it goes to court. And thing is, if you're in the wrong and you take to court and you get proved to be an even bigger dickhead, you can lose a lot of money that way. Right, that's my viewpoint anyway. I only know what I know and see what I see, and but obviously a little few tidbits there. I didn't do a watch along or you know, anything like that. It is what it is. Cheers all, and be interesting to see comments on this. Viewpoints.